We have the chin tucked in. The crown of the head is pushing away as the coccyx is pushing in the opposite direction. Our eyes are looking down at the floor to put the dura mater under tension. We have one fingertip, or roughly 1 centimeter, of our head off the ground. Maximum extension of elbow and wrists. Maximum external rotation. Bring our arms down below the level of the glenohumeral angle, but don't allow your arms to rest on the ground. And while we're resting, let's continue with our demonstration for exercises to help with nerve pain. And right now, I'm going to be showing you guys the C6-C7 ELDOA. The reason that I'm going to be showing you this is because in the cervical spine, if you're going to happen to have a disc herniation, most commonly, it's going to happen at C6-C7. And at C6-C7, the nerve root that is mostly going to be affected is going to be the C7 nerve root. And this is going to affect the brachial plexus, more specifically the radial nerve. If you do happen to have any issues with the brachial plexus or radial nerve, typically what you're going to see is you can experience something like pain along the posterior arm. You could also have a lot of weakness in elbow extension and wrist flexion. Not quite as common, but you may also experience a little bit of weakness in wrist extension. And with regard to some other things that you may notice, you may experience some diminished in your triceps reflexes and also some weakness in the middle trunk. So if any of those issues you are experiencing, you could go ahead and give the C6-C7 a try. And also, when we ended up doing the radial nerve tension test, when we did the upper limb tension test, if you ended up getting a positive test, we could go ahead and give the C6-C7 ELDOA a try. We're going to go in a supine position, meaning we are going to be laying down on our back. And for this one, first thing that we want to do is take our knees and hips and go into flexion. We want to go just until the point that the sacrum lifts up off the ground, and everything up until the S1 should be lifted. The S1, we want it pinned to the ground. Then at the knees, what we are going to be doing, or at the ankles, what we're going to be doing is we're going to dorsiflex the ankles by pointing them toward our head. And we want to go into eversion by pointing the ankles or the soles of the feet away from our body. So we got dorsiflexion, eversion, hips and knees are flexed. The sacrum is up off the ground, up to the level of the S1. We are pressing our lumbar spine down into the ground. We want a flat lumbar, a flat thoracic, and everything is going to be moving in opposite directions. We want to do axial decompression. So we are going, the coccyx is pushing away from our body. The crown of our head is pushing away. But at the cervical spine, we want to go ahead and first we are going to go into, we're going to tuck the chin toward our head. With our eyes, we're going to look down between our thighs to put the dura mater under tension. And now we're going to start setting up the shoulders. The shoulders, we want to go into maximum extension of the elbows and wrists, maximum lateral rotation or external rotation of the shoulders, and we want to bring our arms down below the level of the glenohumeral angle just before our fingers touch the ground. At the head, what we want to do is we want to lift one fingertip or 1 centimeter off the ground, and we are going to be holding this position for 1 minute. So again, just to recap, hips and knees are flexed so that the sacrum lifts up off the ground and the S1 is pushing down into the ground. We've got dorsiflexion of ankles, eversion of ankles. We want to try to keep our abdominals as relaxed as possible. We're pressing the lumbar spine into the ground, so we got a flat lumbar, flat thoracic. We have the chin tucked in. The crown of the head is pushing away as the coccyx is pushing in the opposite direction. Our eyes are looking down at the floor to put the dura mater under tension. We have one fingertip, or roughly 1 centimeter, of our head off the ground. Maximum extension of elbow and wrists, maximum external rotation. Bring our arms down below the level of the glenohumeral angle, but don't allow your arms to rest on the ground. And you're going to hold all of that for 1 minute. And if at any point you lose any of those points, what you would want to do is correct yourself so that you are constantly going through all of those different motions. But if you ever have any type of issues at the C6-C7, if you've had a disc herniation, or if you're experiencing any issues with compression at the C7, nerve root, let's say you scored a positive test when we ended up doing any of the radial nerve tension tests, that is when you would perform the C6-C7 ELDOA. But that's pretty much it. During the next rest period, I'm going to be taking you through an ELDOA for the thoracic spine, and we are going to be doing the T11, T12 ELDOA. But for right now, our rest period is up. It is time for set number 7. That was just a tiny taste of what can be found in my members only section. If you enjoyed it, become a member for only $5 a month to get access to hundreds of member only videos.